Please come into the spotlight. So we have time for a very quick Q&A. I suppose.
Can I
yeah,
people?
you
Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You.
I always really kind of hate when directors get up and thank people, but I can't not do that, because there's this room is full of amazing people that helped make this happen, and I can't just stand up here and act like it was just me. So yeah, so this will take a minute and 28 seconds. I know because I timed it.
It's not like the Kickstarter reel.
Yeah, it's not like the Kickstarter. Whoa. So this is a celebration of two things: the film you just saw, as well as the Sunset Piano project, which have been intertwined pretty much since they started in 2013. There are some people to thank for both of these things. I'm going to do this very quickly. First of all, of course, Rachel and the Green Film Festival team. Corey, oh, and by the way, you can clap if you want, but I'm just going to keep going. Corey Tong and Karen Larson and Associates for helping me get this film out to the world. All the folks who helped during the production of the film: Jesse Spencer, who did the color work; Dan Olmstead, who did the sound mix at Fantasy Studios, who couldn't be here tonight. He's on deadline with another film. Greg Worm at Peninsula Piano Brokers in the South Bay, and Mateo at DC Pianos in Berkeley, both of whom have been extremely supportive of our project. And you live in the South Bay or the East Bay and are looking for a piano, these are the guys to talk to. Our piano technicians, Robert Soper and John McArdle. Our piano movers, accurate piano movers. You'd be surprised how important accuracy is when you're moving a piano. Ellen Parker, who helped bring our project to the city, who's here tonight, unfortunately. We owe her big time. Meg Spriggs and the Shorenstein Company for helping us store our present fleet of pianos in the city. The City of San Francisco for helping us bring music to the underserved communities of Central Market and the Tenderloin. The folks at the San Francisco Botanical Garden in Golden Gate Park for hosting our favorite event for the last 3 consecutive years, Flower Piano, which is happening again July 13th through the 24th. And there's some folks here representing the garden who have become our good friends now, and they have information about it as well, and they have postcards to hand out, so if you want to get that lined up in your life, you can do that here tonight. Over 50 amazing local musicians we have worked with and continue to feature at our events. Could some of our piano players please stand up here? We've got a lot of them. Yeah. Guys are phenomenal. And 1,337 Sunset Piano supporters who are an amazing community of people who believe in music and culture and other good things. 721 Kickstarter supporters, who you just saw, who helped make this film and everything we've done possible. Mauro's wife, Carrie, for help keeping him in line, because I can't do that for myself. And I'm just going to give this over to him now, because he needs to say something.
I want to say that thank you. I really want to thank my wife, Carrie Hollister, for putting up with me and pushing those games. And thank all of you for showing up tonight, and thank you to Rachel. So that's about it. Sure.
So we have time for a few questions. As many of you know, Dean is a co-founder of Sunset Piano. How did the love affair with piano start for you, Dean?
Oh, when I was a kid and I'd hear Beatles songs on the radio and I wanted to learn how that was done, so I would walk over to the piano and plunk out the melody. That's kind of still how I do it, actually.
And then how did you connect and come up with the Sunset Piano idea?
Through a dear friend of many of us, Pepe Osan, actually. Yeah, the Playa Burning Man, actually.
On the playa?
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah. First time, I guess. Can't remember.
So it was probably a good time, yeah.
But actually, Mauro started all this by pulling that first piano out onto the beach in February of 2013.
Okay.
And then all this kind of grew out of that one action.
At what point did you know you wanted to make a film about it? Because if people, I'm sure many of you know that Dean has made many silent films before. This is far from a silent film.
No,
so
it's
what
not
was
very silent.
so what was like the leap for you into wanting to make a documentary about this story?
Well, I had made another feature documentary before, but a long time ago. It was actually about Pepe. And I'm an editor by trade, and so I've worked on a lot of other people's documentaries. And I knew there was another doc that was like in me to do, but I wasn't sure what it was. And when Mauro told me about his idea to put 12 pianos on the coast, that little thing went off that went, uh-oh, this is gonna take over your life. And I started filming it, and I realized that there was a story there to tell, so I just kept shooting.
That's great. I think we have time for some questions as well from the audience. If you stick your hand up, someone will come to you with a mic. Question right there. That's a good question.
Why?
Why do we do what we do?
Why don't more people do what we do?
Yeah.
I mean, San Francisco is, used to be a culturally frothy place. And it's, for all the reasons that people have gone over ad infinitum, it's not quite that way anymore. But Mauro and I are of the opinion that if, you have an idea, you should just do it. And most of you probably have good ideas. So what's stopping you?
We love the piano, we love the instrument. I mean, it's handmade, it's just, you open it up and you find just amazing things inside the piano.
We found $20 in a piano once.
And as one of our team pointed out to me, they said, I love this, it's such an environmental story because it's about recycling. Because the pianos are...
You should see also Mauro makes incredible sculptures out of pianos. When there's like nothing left of the piano to make music with, he takes it apart and makes other things with it. It's pretty inspiring.
So I believe someone has a microphone for the question there.
Hi, Dean Mermell, it's Mona over here, row H. Congratulations, you guys, that was an awesome film. And my question for you is actually twofold. So how are you going to promote this film from here on out? And also, what's next for Sunset Piano?
Answer number one, I have no idea. I've always been the kind of filmmaker that just wants to make the film, and then when it's done, I have no idea what to do with it. I'm not like these modern whippersnappers that already have a plan before they even start shooting. But I'm in the hands of some very good publicists right now, Larson Associates and Corriton, and so I am going to rely on them to help me with that answer. What's next for Sunset Piano?
The next thing is the Botanical Gardens in July. We're very excited. It's our third year there, and some of the members of the garden are here. The director, Suran, is here with us, Brendan and Jessa. And actually tomorrow we're going to walk the gardens to look for locations to set the pianos again. And yeah, that's the next exciting thing for us. Yeah.
We may expand. We may do this in other places. I'd like to do it in Central Park.
Yeah, if you know anybody.
Anybody who can make me a connection with that, I'd appreciate it.
More questions?
Let's go drink.
Well,
Hold on.
Why aren't there as many pianos as there used to be in the world?
Because there are too many computers on iPhones. Do you know they're not being made anymore? I mean, they are, but not like before. We have other things to play with these days, I guess. I don't know, to be honest with you.
There are a lot of pianos in the world, and there are a lot, when we first started the project in the movie, we thought, well, you know, we should do this because nobody's playing piano anymore. But what we found when we started taking pianos outside is that a lot of people play the piano. A lot of people have never played it outside their living room, but there are a lot of people playing. And that's like one thing that happens when we bring a piano outside in the United Nations Plaza or Golden Gate Park, is all these people show up with a big stack of music books and they just want to play. And I think there are a lot of pianos around and a lot of musicians around, but they're a little more private about it, maybe. And like Mauro says, people are highly distracted these days, and there's not as much love, maybe, of the handmade or something you can do yourself or a skill you can learn. And maybe there should be more of that, but I don't know how to make that happen, except inspiring people.
But also, by taking a piano out of the concert hall, people feel a bit more relaxed, is my feeling, and they play. People that haven't played in a while, they come and sit on the piano because they look around and they see flowers, trees, birds, whales, and they just feel that, there's no wrong notes. You just play because you love to play and you love the surroundings, which I think Lara was mentioning, that you get it out of the four walls, and that's what's been happening. A lot of players say, I haven't played in 10 years, but I'm going to the garden this summer. So it's a good feeling.
You know that you two guys really have brought California forward in a way that is very rare. Very rare.
Thank you. That's Jack Hirschman, by the way.
Jack.
Thank you, Jack and Ivy. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We need to, you guys, you've got an idea. Someone out here has a good idea. It doesn't take much to do it. It didn't take us really much money to do any of this.
No, but it was heavy lifting.
Just have to find willing accomplices. That's the most important thing.
So I have a question for Mauro. Could you tell us a little bit about what it was like to play for the whales at Pillar Point Harbor and your experience on Steve's fishing vessel?
Yeah, well, that was a very, very special thing. We were planning to do this, but there were many things that had to happen together. First, get the film crew, and then the boat, and the captain, and the helpers, and then get the piano there, and
The whales.
and then having the whales there. So I was there actually a couple of times playing with Alison Lovejoy, which is here, and we were a couple of times mesmerized by the whales really next to us. And one occasion I'm doing those, the brass tubes that I pull, and I mimic whale sounds, and one of the whales made a flowing sound, and it was the same note that I was playing. I was like, whoa, that was just, the camera wasn't there at the time, but we remember that. I think it was for the 6 or 7 of us that were there, David, Sabrina, the captain, Steve, something that we won't forget. We have actually 5 hours of film and playing with whales. We could do a whole other movie just with that. And hopefully Steve is here too, the captain, Steve Tuso de Malesa. And hopefully maybe this summer we're thinking of going with another boat or two and play for whales again. They're just already in Half Moon Bay, so come on down and visit. It's just fascinating.
It was such a weird thing because it was, this last summer when, there was a large sardine boom, and so there were a lot of whales already out there feeding, but we did not want to encroach on them. We didn't want to just drive our boat right in the middle of a bunch of whales and say, hey, do you guys like this? So we kind of set up off to the side, and we just thought, well, this is either going to work or it isn't. We're going to invite them, but we're not going to lay our thing on them. And they started coming over. So I don't want to anthropomorphize this or anything, but it really seemed to us like the whales were interested in the music. We didn't fake any of that. They came over to us. That was an incredibly amazing experience.
That piano had contact mics and we had speakers, and the boat was a steel boat, so we think that the vibration of the water did something to it, because obviously they wouldn't hear just me playing. It was amplified, but it wasn't amplified out into the air. It was amplified to the bottom, the hull of the boat. That was just very soon.
We have 2 more people here in the back with questions.
Okay, great, thanks.
Hi, Dean and Mauro, this is Greg back here. And since I was in the movie, when you get your Oscar nomination, can I come along to the show?
Okay. That's Greg. Greg is the guy who was sitting talking about the history of pianos in the film. He has Peninsula Piano Brokers in the South Bay. Great guy.
We couldn't do this without his generous donation of lots of pianos, but he's into the piano sale business, so he doesn't give them away to anybody.
Just us.
Hi, Vernon in the back. Dean and Mauro, I think this goes without saying, excellent film. Rachel, how you doing? But also I would like to say, I think what you all did was really great because not only did you allow pianists who may not have a piano in their home because of price or, you know, because it's a small apartment in San Francisco to be able to come out and share their talent, but those of us who would have to go to an orchestra or a church or a concert to hear that music, we were also able to, you know, benefit from it. And also in the film, you shared a little bit about the history of San Francisco, and I think you showed that animals, whales, people alike all enjoy music, and if it's out there, you know, we can soak up that culture and, you know, really uplift our spirits. So thank you very much for the film, and thanks for, you know, the idea and putting it in motion.
Thank you.
One quick little tale, you know, when they were playing the Tenderloin with Dean, actually, the UN Plaza, and this gentleman in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank comes over and asks us if he could sit at the piano. And yeah, sure, so we help him into the piano platform, and he started playing something that was a mix of Rachmaninoff and I think Gershwin. And so he played that for 10 minutes or something. We asked him, so what's your name? His name was
Neil Taylor.
And he said that was my own composition. This is a homeless guy that passed away a week ago, I believe. And this Saturday,
Yeah, Neil had been living on the streets for 2 years, but every time we set up our piano at UN Plaza, Neil would wheelchair his way over there with his oxygen tank. We'd help him get his wheelchair up in front of the piano somehow, and he'd play pieces of the piano concerto that he had been working on. This is a man living in a tent under the freeway, and he was working on a piano concerto. And every time he came by, he'd say, "Hey Dean, I came up with a new movement. Listen to this." And he played this incredible piece of music. So he just died like earlier this month, and we're going to bring a piano to his memorial on Saturday, which is going to be on Dory Alley, right near Trader Joe's. We'll be there from 12 to 2. If you play piano and you just want to celebrate the life of some amazing man who you never met, but who you should have, that's where we'll be.
One last question back here.
Okay, one last question. Everyone's
Hi guys. I just wanted to sort of share with everybody, Mauro's my neighbor. I'm just up the street. So how you doing, neighbor? Unfortunately, I didn't see much of the Valentine's Day celebration, which was just, I mean, that was, I guess, the start of it all. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
2013, we had 2 weeks of sunshine in February.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we couldn't do it this past year. So yeah, the weather was with us, and there were whales, early whales, that time and dolphins.
And the last day, it was clear as
The last
hell.
day, you know, like, I guess you remember when I did that, I didn't have a permit, and if you see early in the movie, there was a platform that I set with wheels and the piano on top, and that was considered by the Costa Commission a development, and I needed a permit for that. And, so they closed me down, but they gave me 10 days to keep playing, and the last day was Valentine's, 14.
I do believe we got a green flash on that day. It was,
I didn't see it, but yeah.
Maybe for the DVD extras. The DVD extras. Yeah, the director's cut.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
get
maybe.
it.
No,
Just
I
fire
didn't
dancing, too.
film that part. I was actually sick as a dog in bed the whole time.
Well, you missed the fire dancer.
Yeah, well,
We had a
you know,
fire dancer on the piano.
You can't put everything in a movie, otherwise we'd be here forever.
So I think we're going to have to wrap it up. I have one last question, which is: we have a grand piano out in the lobby. Are you going to play for us?
I can play a tune.
Should Mauro play a tune?
I tell you what could happen, it could be really beautiful. I have a poem by Pablo Neruda, which talks about pianos and whales. And I have it in Spanish and English, and maybe Jack would like to recite that with me. You can buy that. I have the pages in both. It's an amazing poem that when I was playing one day, somebody dropped it by, and you just can't believe that the coincidence, should we say? So maybe that will happen. But yeah, we'll play it.
Yeah, but we have several incredible musicians here that are eager to serenade you during the after party.
Well, Dean and Mauro, thank you for showing us that the heart and soul of the city is still alive and beating. Thank you.